Hello, this is Jilly Bling. I have another project using Citrus Blooms Bundle. So here's the project. It's kind of like barn woodsy type just because of the wood grain paper and the linen thread and these kind of brass natural colored little gems. On the inside, just a little spot for you to write. But it's kind of easy compared to the other two. So this is card number 3 of 3 for Avid Stampers. If you order the bundle through me between now and June 29th, I will send you card kits so you can make your own 3 of these. And here is the first one, which is kind of fancy, kind of fun, and very pretty. And then the second one, again, another fun fold. Very pretty, very blue. So this one is more lemons, and this is cut from the designer paper that coordinates with the bundle, part of the product suite. And there's this one where it's stamped and colored using blends. And then finally, there is today's project. So let's get started on that. So we're using simply Citrus Blooms Bundle, no additional stamps. So we'll be using the Country Woods designer paper for the wood grain paper here and on the inside. And then also the, well, you know what, no Mediterranean Blooms paper on this one, just the Country Woods paper. And I'll tell you the paper sizes to cut your paper as we go along, and then I'll hold up this little sheet so you could do a screenshot. We'll be using adhesive back textured dots. Here's the papers. And if you want to order this bundle to get the free card kits, if you can, use this host code. So on page 35 of the annual catalog and 34 is beautiful spread on Mediterranean blooms. That's for the suite. And the name of the bundle is Citrus Blooms. It comes with beautiful gems and then that designer paper that was used on the other 2 projects. Okay, let's go. There's not many papers on this one. So this is the base paper, and it is 5.5 by 8.5. So just cut in half. And then the designer paper, 2 sheets of designer paper that are cut to 5.25 by 4. One of them is for the inside. Two sheets of granny apple and 2 sheets of white. And these sizes are just a 1/4 sheet. So 5.5 by 4.25. And we're going to use the dies. Let me show you how these work. They're really pretty. So you could use this as a standalone. If I were to use this all by itself, the center part would pop out, but all of this greenery would stay attached to the frame. But if you use it together with this other outline die, and I'd suggest using washi tape to stick them together. Let me get it in place. See how there's an equal border all the way around? You end up with this cutout piece, which is what we're going to do 2 times. So let me do that. So look how pretty those are, with all the little stitching on the outside edge. And you know, when I'm looking at this, I probably didn't get it perfectly centered because this side border is a little bit smaller than that side, but for today's project, that's just fine. And I did a second one. So one will be for the inside. Well, that's kind of pretty, right there on the wood all by itself. And then this sheet, 1/4 sheet of white, I'm going to use just the outline frame. And I'll cut this out. Oh, I didn't do that. I didn't have it done. Hold on. Hold on. At the last minute, I decided to put that piece on the inside. Whoops. Hold on. I was thinking things seemed kind of easy. And then a second one. Okay, back in business. So these pieces will get a little bit of blending brush with Pool Party, and just for a hint of sky. Okay, these pieces go away. My cutting plates are so old, they leave me with nice residue. Okay, so let's do the blending brush on these. And that's simple. You know what we should do first is the color, the green on this frame, just because it takes a second to dry. So blending brush, we'll be right back. Okay, so we're gonna do garden green, shaded spruce on the granny apple. And if you're like, well, how did you do that? I'll show you how we got this kind of lots of different colors. And this came out really strong and bold. I like it a little bit more watered down like this. So I'll show you how to get the two different results. First of all, get some old scratch paper because somehow it splatters just everywhere. Oop, forgot something else. You know, I was in a rush because Tony took off with Uncle David to get a tree, and I'm like, yay, time. Hold on. Silicone sheet. Silicone sheet so that we could do the watercoloring. Sorry about that. So, garden green, and I'm just going to put a little bit of color on here. You can see it's not precise at all. And then shaded spruce, same thing, but a little bit over to the side. Shaded spruce. Now I'm going to take a spritzer, color spritzer, and spritz this. So I kind of have a puddle of green ink color. This is just asking for trouble. It's sitting there being all beautiful, clean, and white. Okay, so I'm going to spritz it, and I put a little bit of Wink of Stella. I squeezed a few drops in here so it's a little bit sparkly. See how there's green going everywhere? And I'm doing a little bit more than I did, because see how the colors are real strong? I want them a little bit softened more like this. Therefore, I'm doing a little extra water. Then, watch this wonderful technique. Are you ready? Put it in garden green, shaded spruce. It's all fancy, huh? Are you thinking, I could do that? See how it looks. Looking pretty good. I think we need some more color down on the ends. And I'm purposely trying to get two different colors. Okay, maybe a little bit more color here. I'm getting dirty. Okay. Now it can just dry. And I'm going to be dirty. Well, the color isn't coming off. Okay, so the same for the inside. Maybe I could use my snips to get it into the color. Oh, that works better. My snips don't care. Because I just have to get dirty. But it takes just a little bit to dry, just evaporate dry. If it's a nice day, it'll go pretty quick. If it's a cold, rainy day, maybe not. So I think I need more color here and here. And I do want some spots that remain just granny apple. Be down there. Okay, just going to leave it like that. So I could rinse that off. Dry. Okay, so this goes off to the side, and I'll put it in the sink. Just run water over it and it will clear out. And let me clear that off. You know, I'm just messy. Messy, messy. Okay. So back to where we were. Let me get rid of these dirty little sheets. Okay, that's drying. This is drying. And here we are. Okay, so this is for stamping. Did I hold this up? I don't think I did. Otherwise I would have put it off to the side. Here's the paper sizes. Okay. So this is stamped with Memento ink, the orange. And on the previous video, I talked about coloring. So this one I'm going to skip over that process. I already have some of the coloring done. And the video before I did the coloring on these here. Okay, so there's a die to cut this out. And here it is. And I purposely left this little bit because I think it's better to kind of trim it, because after you do the blending brush with Pool Party, it's nice to see the Pool Party through these little buds. Here I could show you what it would look like without. So here's this one, and see how you could see the Pool Party through there? If I were to put this in place, it's kind of a white blob. I think it's okay up here, but I think it's better to trim it by these little flower buds. Okay, just a little bit of trimming. We'll use linen thread. Okay, so now it's time for blending brush. So blending brush, Pool Party. Oh boy, I really got full of ink. It'll be gone later. You know, when you take a shower and wash your hair, it makes all of that color just go away. Or doing dishes, that'll make it go away too. I always seem to get spots without color in them. Okay, and the inside. First I wasn't going to do the inside, but it looks so much better when it's done. So Uncle David came over and he's taken Tony to the nursery to get another fruit tree, because we had a cherry tree and it never really did anything. And then the leaves got a little shrivelly and they're kind of gone now, but it was just a stick. So I don't think it was really all that, well, I guess it was healthy to begin with, but. So they are out getting, I don't know what kind they're going to get, because we already have one other cherry tree. And the peach and the nectarine, the curly leaf, it's kind of got us. And Tony's tried doing the spraying before the blooms and after the blooms, all kinds of different ways that directions say he should do it. And it's still, you could tell it's got an issue. So David said we'll get this systemic fix for it, and maybe next year it'll look good. It's got plenty of leaves on it. It's just it looks a little diseased. Okay, so this one, because it's a little bit lighter, I'm going to keep that for the inside. Then there is this one for the outside. We have this. So this right here in the top, the linen thread is a double bow. So I could do that. I'm trying to let these green ink dry. So if you get the bundle, your bows will come already done, and anything that you don't have dies for, but I think you have dies for all these. These are all part of the bundle. Okay. Let's see. That's looking pretty good. How about the other one? The other one, that still has like standing water on it. That one is still wet. I know. There. Dry, dry, dry. That could be the inside one. So see how they both come out a little different? I think these are both a little bit softer than this one, how it's got really strong bits of spruce on it. That one is good. Okay, so this one is still thinking about drying. Maybe I could kind of hang it there. Let air get from both sides. So for the front, I use dimensionals to attach the greenery. And you kind of have to cut them smaller. And just put enough so that they hold the frame up. And the inside one is just glued down, so that one is easy. We have to stamp a few little flowers on the inside. Is there somewhere that I could put this bigger one? Right there. We need such small pieces, even a mini dimensional wouldn't do it. getting there. This bundle, this product suite is just so pretty. I think after I get done here, I'm gonna kind of be sad I'm done. Just because what else could compare to how pretty this is? I had to come up with something. So Stampin' Up! In July, I think it's July 1st, we'll have some new online exclusives. So for the next Avid Stampers, it's going to be Christmas. And you know, I've never made cards. People talk about Christmas in July, and I'm like, oh no, it's summer. Let's just let it be summer. But the online exclusives, there's one bundle that's really pretty. It's more on the elegant side. So that's going to be the next Avid Stampers. So what do you think about Christmas in July? I understand the concept, and I think it's great to have your Christmas cards done in advance. When I was working, I would take the time off between Christmas and New Year's, and stamping, I would stamp my next year cards. And after New Year's, I'd say, yeah, I'm done. And people are like, you're done with next year's Christmas cards? Oh my gosh. But I'll tell you, it was really nice to have them done. And come the Christmas season, you're busy making cookies, buying gifts. And then it's like, okay, it's early December. It's time to mail out those Christmas cards. And before I started doing that, it was like, oh my gosh, you've got to be kidding. But then, after I did it, it's nice because you just have to address them. And it's nice doing them after the holidays because you're still kind of in the mood. Okay, so this one, I was about to put it down and I thought I probably should stamp it first. Let me put this on something dark. But because I have sticky all over here, because I need to use the green as a guide so I know where to put the words. So I'm going to give this a try. Hopefully I'll stamp straight. Okay, that's good. And the words are really nice. Just checking in. So, right here. Good. That turned out good. And if I did do a whoops, I know you wouldn't do a whoops, but if I did a whoops, I would take this piece, turn it over, and strategically place my orange to cover the words so that I have another chance to stamp. But luckily, it's good. Okay. So, how's this one? Oh, that one's drying pretty good. I'm going to use glue to attach this to the Country Woods designer paper. This could keep drying. That one's going to go on the inside. This goes right in the middle. There's not much of a border on either edge. Okay. And then this one will get glue right here. And dimensionals everywhere else. Kind of drive me crazy, green fingers. Go have to do dishes or something, or wash the dog again. He had a bath yesterday in the shower with me. Yeah, because Tony can't drive yet. He has to wait for 3 weeks. It hasn't been 3 weeks yet, so I'm like, that dog needs a bath. He wasn't too happy with me. I coerced him in there with a piece of lunch meat. He came in, then he was like, what am I doing in here? But he's all clean now. He has new clean bedding too. Okay, so that could go right here. Stick the glue. And see how cutting through, it makes such a difference. Okay, so this goes on with the glue dot. Nope. So I'm going to fold the glue dot in half just because the linen thread is so narrow. That could go there. Isn't that sweet? Then I always like to make sure to lock it down. Okay, now we just bling the front with 3 bling. And I'm going to use, look how fun these are. See the little texture on them? So I'm going to use maybe 1 big one. How about right here? And 2 little ones. Oop, lost the glue dot. If ever you leave the glue dot behind, you can just use a little drip of glue and then plop it right in there and it will hold as if it had its own glue dot. Okay, so the outside is done. So for the inside, this is going to go on here. Still feels a little bit wet, but and I'm going to stamp the 3 flowers right here. So that's Memento ink. And I'll do 1 big flower in the middle. And 2 little flowers. And if you mess up on this part, you could probably flip over the white piece and use the blending brush again, just because, yes, here the dots, the detail, the dots are poking down, but because you're not really going to see the edge of it, if you turn it over this way, it's still okay. So to color this, I'm going to use Lemon Lolly for the center, no blending. Then I want the leaves to look like they're white, so I'm using Smoky Slate right on the little line art that the artist who made this set gave me a few ideas where to put the art, the lines, the detail. And when you look at the 2 of these, of course I'll put the green around it. This one looks like it has a little bit more of the blue sponging, but I used the blue Pool Party light ink to surround each of the flowers. Then I used the color lifter, and I was trying to make them a little bit brighter. So here is Pool Party. I'm just going to surround them, nothing fancy. And because Pool Party is so light, it kind of disappears. But then I'll use the lifter. Okay. So after I get done going around each of these flowers, I'll show you close up. Okay, and then color lifter, just to soften up the line. I'm getting all kinds of phone calls and text messages. It's like, what's going on? I lead a simple life. I never get any messages. Going around all of them, and that just softens it up, just so it makes the petals, see how the petals look a bit wider just because there's the pool party going around. And on my blog, I'll put pictures of these and then you'll really be able to see it. I'll make sure the camera sees it. Okay, so now it's time to attach this piece. Isn't that just the sweetest thing? And I'm just going to put it around the outside edge, not worry about the leaves. Because it's on the inside of the card, it won't get snagged or pulled or anything. And it's kind of nice if some of the leaves pop up just a little bit, just to accentuate how pretty and beautiful that die is. Maybe just a few dots of glue. Okay, that's more than a few. You don't need that much. Okay, and then that corner in place, that corner, and the rest of it should just fall in line. But I'll make sure that if you put it against something dark, if you see the white panel underneath sticking out, nope, that looks pretty good. Okay, so it goes right in here on top of the wood grain paper. Goes right in the middle. Isn't that sweet? Okay, and then a few bling, 3 more. Can't have boring. Where did I put these ones? How about it's a little bit plain down here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's it for today's project. I hope you like it. Okay, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.